It was the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring except for my spouse. Her eyes glazed with tequila wasn't very attractive. I'm a prisoner to snoring, or better yet, a captive. As I counted each snore instead of white sheep, I prayed to the gods, please let me sleep. With every loud breath, I imagined her murder. When a crash from below sounded like an intruder. I shook my wife to help with this plight. She just rolled over and said,
"No, hon, not tonight."
With 1,000 scenarios swimming in my head, it seemed most likely that we'd soon be dead. Wait, I thought, what if it was St. Nick? Maybe if I were 7, I'd still believe in that shit. My poor drunken wife ignoring my calls as usual. I would have to be the one with the balls. With all of my might, I rose from my bed, leaving my partner with tequila dancing in her head. I went down those stairs to handle the matter, to face all alone what had caused the great clatter. And then there he was in a big fuzzy suit. He looked just like Santa, from the hat to the boots. Stared for a moment, and I said with a shout, "Who the hell are you?" He stood there quietly and just seemed to look. His face was definitely not the one from the book. He seemed confused, yet he was focused. Wobbly, sturdy. He looked at least 50, but he was probably 30. Then, after a heartbeat of him staring at blankly, he threw up his arms and pointed a gun at me. He said,
"I'm here to rob you and kill you if I must. My drug problem is a problem, and I'm high on angel dust. So here's what's gonna happen."
He continued his plan.
"You're gonna give me all your money and all the drugs that you have."
So then there was St. Nick, the man I'd always hoped to see, asking me for money and drugs and saying he might kill me. Before I knew it, I ran away like a flash, ran into the kitchen and went straight for the trash. I'd broken a mug just the night before, and since this had ruined my childhood, I figured I'd settle the score. Around the corner he came with a smile on his face. Oh shit, I thought, this is really going down. He grabbed my arms and he threw me to the ground. The mug came loose as he cracked my head. I wanted to give up and play as if dead. My instincts took over and I tried a headbutt. It wasn't enough, so I kneed him in his chestnut. I ran towards the stairs, leaving Santa on the floor, and then to my horror, in came one more. He was as big as a house and had wings on his back. Was this some monstrous tooth fairy? I wasn't gonna ask. I don't know who he was, and surely he didn't follow, he didn't yell, even though I'm sure he came straight from hell. I ran back to our room at a ridiculous pace. My partner was still sleeping, so I slapped her across the face. "I'm being attacked! Don't you realize?" She slowly sat up and looked in my eyes.
"I'm trying to sleep,"
she said, rubbing her chin. So I clenched up my fist and I hit her again. "Are you awake now? There are people downstairs trying to kill me, hun. So you get your ass up and you save my life, Dr. Gilgalon." She could see I was serious, or at least I was scared. So she got her gun and made her way to the stairs. She didn't even sneak. She put a gun to his back and started to speak. She said in a calm tone with a deliberate pace,
"Put my dollar under my pillow, bitch, and fly your ass out of my place."
He had been here before. You could tell from his eyes he knew she was bluffing. He called out her lies.
Tough words that you're saying. You sound like my mother. You like slinging threats? Care for another?
Her face was aghast, her body filled with fear. No breath for a prayer that Jesus could hear.
I'll take your gun, and I'll raise you one more. I'll give you the 3. No. How about 4? 1, 2, 3.
She ran out into the street, no phone or car keys, just slippers on her feet.
I save lives, not take lives, and thus I must flee. You weirdos can have her. She never liked me.
The night turned even darker without much as a peep when suddenly she was plowed over by a late model Jeep. My heart beat in my ears. 2 fists full of rage. I'm unleashing the beast. You've unlocked the cage. I cracked his jaw wide and took back the gun. Killing ain't easy, but this one was fun. I went back to the kitchen to check on his buddy. I saw now he was breathing. Now he's just bloody. 3 dead in an instant, my chest heavy and tight. I'll never forget this horrible night. I woke up in an instant. It all was a dream. There she was, right next to me. So no Santa, no monster, no murder for me, just a buttload of presents under our tree. That was way, way too crazy. A terrible fright. Merry Christmas to all. To all a good night.